Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from your respective time zone, your domicile. This is Mazi, the sole disciple of Mazi Simon Ekpa, under autopilot IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi Simon. I bring you good news. As we are preparing for the exit, the breakaway of Nigeria, Biafra from Nigeria state, it is imperative, it is good we understand what is happening. I want to use this opportunity to speak to our coastal brothers around the so-called South. The Akwa Iboms, the Cross River, which is the Calabaris, the rivers, the Bakassi, down to the Benues, the Kogi, the Bayelsa, the Delta State, and some part of Edo State, which is the Ibake, Ologbo, and in Benin, the Gelegele. These are where our people are domiciled. And in Awuchi, the Ibilo and the Igara. I want to use this media to pass, or rather create this awareness to our people that it is time for we to rise up. It is time for we to rise up and fight for our country, for our fatherland. We must not give in to the enemies anymore. We must not allow the enemies to shade us anymore. Our blood must not be spilled on our father's land. We must not give the enemy the chance to divide us anymore. One thing you must understand is that we are one people from one ancestry. But you see the divide and rule, that the British government passed over to the Nigeria state being ruled by the Fulani government. That is the same system that the Fulanis, the Nigeria state, are using to fight against us as a race, as a people. Let me take you back to during the colonial era. How was Africa colonized? They would demoralize you, subject you to all manner of degrading treatment, make you to be poor, bring you under the state of poverty, and start working on your mind, because a man that cannot be financially independent cannot have an independent mind to think. So what do? They make Africa suffer. And while Africa was wallowing in their suffering, they exploited Africa. They brought confusion. They brought disagreement. Brothers against brothers, using Africa to fight against their fellow Africans. You see, brought hatred within the African continent. Divide and rule. When they came to Nigeria, they came with trade, their trading business. They came with, the so-called, they came with Christianity. They came with this missionary school. What was the major role these three elements played in our lives? One, they were exploiting our natural resources or in the name of doing business with us, and also determine the price. Two, they came with Christianity to make us believe that what we were doing was wrong and imbibe into us their beliefs. 3, while all those things were going on, they set up a system that can help shape our mentality, that can help shape our mindset, which were the missionary schools. They started teaching us their ways of life, how we can become like them, and by extension changing our need. They now set up a church system where we can come in, and they started changing our names and changing our tongues. These were the system they used. These were the way they came. Divide and rule. Divide and rule. You know, when they came to Nigeria, it took them more than 40 years to be able, up to 50 years, before they could be able to, conquer the eastern region. I hope you have not forgotten about the Ekumeku War that lasted up to 30-something years. So, because of the hatred the Britain has for the eastern region, which comprises of Benue, Kogi, which is the lower Kogi, the lower Benue, rivers, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, down to the Bakassi Peninsula, down to Gulf of Guinea, the Bayelsa, the Delta State, and the rest of the 5 eastern states. Because of the hatred they have for us, they hand over the power to the Fulanis, because they see them as an illiterate that does not know the left and the right. They saw them as a willing tools to achieve their interior motive. And because of that, they divided the eastern region by extension. Because anything you see the Nigerian state doing today, it is as a result of what their paid master, the Britain, has told them to do. Because they always run to them for advice. They came to rivers. They brought disunity and told them that the Igbos from the hinterland are not your brothers. They are this, they hate you. They even during the war, they were the one killing and laboring the Igbos from the hinterland, that they were the one killing their brothers. You see, they went just down to the river, the Niger deltas, the Bakassi Peninsula, the Cross River, the rivers, the Akwa Ibom Delta, Bayelsa. They brought that confusion, and by extension they started dividing the states, started creating states, scattering us in different geographical regions. That's why you see that Igbos are scattered all over across the former eastern region state. Present eastern region, present Benue, Kogi, rivers, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Bayelsa, and so on, and part of Edo State. We must not allow that to continue. It is time for we to rise up. It is time for we to fight for what our forefathers believe in. It is time for we to fight for what rightfully belongs to us. We must not allow this menace to continue. We must not allow this subjugation, this degrading treatment. We must not allow these people to continue to fool us by bringing disunity within us. They don't want us to unite. So what do the Nigerian state do? They go to our brother in the coastal region, trying to see how they can use money to blindfold them, to confuse them. A perfect example is Tompolo. Look at what Tompolo and Saria they are doing today, working for the Nigerian state against their own fellow brothers, against their own fellow countrymen. There is one thing I want you people to understand, our brothers in the coastal region. Tompolo, this message is directly to Tompolo and the so-called Asari. When you allow yourself to be a willing tools in the hands of the Nigerian state, the Fulani government, control government, when you allow them to use it to achieve their aim, be rest assured that they will come for your head. Because by that time, they will not come for your people. And as at that time, they will restrict every power they have given to you, and they will kill you. And you will never be alive to protect your people. Make haste while the sun shine. Don't make yourself a willing tool in the hands of this Fulani government, because you are not safe. Stop gambling and playing with the life of your people. It is time for we to rise up as one voice, as brothers that we are. Our forefathers never acted like this. They stood their ground and fought for what they believed. As one people, as one race, and one ancestry. We are irrespective of tongue deflect. We are one people. We have the same culture, the same belief system. We practice the same thing. We are one. As long as whether you are from Benue, Loa, Kogi, Bayelsa, Rivers, down to the Gulf of Guinea, Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Delta, and so on, wherever you are, we are one people. It is time for you to rise up and fight. Let's say no to this divide and rule, divide and conquer, because they are going right now to see how they can confuse more of our brothers in the coastal region so that they can buy more time. Look at their game plan. Look at what they want to do. Let me open your eyes. They want to bring confusion within our brothers in the coastal region, and by extension they will now start recruiting men from the same region that they will use, that even if eventually war broke out, the guerrilla warfare broke out, so that we will be fighting from all fronts. While we are fighting our brothers from the coastal region that was recruited by the Nigerian Fulani state, by the Nigerian controlled Fulani government, we will also be fighting the Fulani military terrorists in military uniform, and by extension they are the terrorists that they have brought into the land to help them fight. So you see that it will be a very disastrous war. While they want us to have an internal crisis by fighting our own brothers from the coastal region, then fighting the terrorist Nigerian military terrorists personnel in uniform, and also engaging their terrorists, the Fulani terrorists and their other terrorists that were brought into the country. So it is going to be a disastrous war. So my brothers, it is time for we to shake ourselves off this delusion that has been brought before us. It is time for we to rise up and speak in one voice. Let's not allow these people prevail with their devilish intention towards us. It is time. The freedom of Biafra is not just the freedom of the Igbos, like many will say. It is the freedom of, it's a collective freedom, a freedom of oneness, freedom of brotherhood, whereby we will live as brothers and renew ourselves and grow in the spirit of oneness. And it's not only the freedom of Biafrans alone, it's the freedom of the black race of the African continent, and especially Christianity, because Biafra will be a nation where Christianity we thrive, we strive, we move, we progress, we grow. So I beckon on you all today. Make haste while the sun shines. Wake up from your slumber. Don't allow yourself to be fooled by the Nigerian controlled Fulani government. It is time to make the change now. It is time for you to rise up and forget about all these our political idiot, political coward, so-called political elite. They have sold out. It is time for the people to rise up. Don't look, if you continue looking at them, you will die one after the other. It is time to rise up and fight for our freedom. Share this broadcast. Follow our channel. Subscribe to this broadcast. Share it. Let it go viral. Subscribe for more updates of our videos. Please, more especially, let it go viral to the coastal region. I remain my humble self, Mazi, the disciple of Mazi Simon Ekpa, under autopilot IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi Nandikalu. God bless you.